Welcome to Wednesday's edition of Culotta and the Prince's Vlog. Every Wednesday, we're joined by the 8-time All-Pro, 8-time Pro Bowler, 16-year vet, Kevin Mawai here on Culotta and the Prince, 104.5, 104.9 ESPN Baton Rouge. Today's conversation with you was dominated by balls, deflate balls, with the Deflate Gate, the Patriots Colts AFC Championship game. The NFL found 11 of the 12 footballs used on New England's side were deflated by somewhere around 2 pounds. You touch the ball every play as a center. What's this mean?
It's to me, I think it's a much ado about nothing. You just got to go when you turn the ball over as many times as the other team did, and you don't have the rushing yards like the Patriots did. You're going to lose the playoff game, regardless of whether the balls are flat or inflated or whatever. It doesn't matter. It boils down to what happens on the field. The problem is that it's New England Patriots with all the success they've had and the incidences of cheating in the past. That's what this is even a bigger issue about.
It's widely considered when you talk about the Patriots, you talk about Spygate, you talk about Belichick. You've played in that league for a long time. You actually went on an interview with those guys when you were a free agent. What's the feeling inside the locker room about that franchise?
Yeah, from the player standpoint, they love the players. They love the organization. They love the way it's ran. Nobody's above anybody else in that program. Outside, it's a sense of arrogance when you walk in, and rightfully, wrongfully so, it is what it is. When you've been to the Super Bowl 5 times and you won 3 of them, you kind of have that aura about you. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, from what I understand, kind of carry that same sense of pride about them when you're in the organization. But it comes with success, and people hate people that are successful.
Prince, really good conversation today with Terrence McGee out of Franklinton, Louisiana. You and I covered him in high school, covered his 2 state championships as a quarterback there, last 4 years as a Tiger. Just a model LSU football player and student athlete. Wore number 18 in his senior season. Played in the East-West Shrine game last weekend. Seem to see his draft stock elevating through this process.
Well, and that's something that we got a chance to see firsthand here in Baton Rouge, is that he's a versatile guy. He's a guy that's very much, a team guy, a guy that's going to do all the little things. And when you look at him and you see that he wore number 18, it was something that was mentioned 2 years ago by Chip Kelly when they drafted Benny Logan. He said, we drafted number 18 from LSU. The Broncos said last year when they drafted Lamine Barrow, when we went to Baton Rouge, we asked who was number 18 this year. Those things matter. I think that's something else that's going to be added to the entire resume of Terrence McGee. I really hope that the New Orleans Saints draft him.
Which you told him on air.
I told him on air. I'm a Saints season ticket holder. I don't hide that at all, but Pierre Thomas is getting a little older here. He needs to start looking towards the future. I think Terrence McGee is a great fit there. You're
as proud to wear the colors and show off the brand LSU as there is out there, and a great representative. He kind of falls in line with this.
He really does. He epitomizes what you want in a student athlete at LSU, and to wear the purple and gold as a former player and a forever Tiger. He's a guy that can say he's one of us, and he's a true example of what an LSU Tiger is all about. And he's going to be successful in whatever he does, just because of the kind of kid that he is. And again, wearing the 18 means a lot to LSU's program, and it means a lot when scouts look at the next multi-million-dollar player. We want a guy that's going to have high character and high availability and his work ethic and all that. And Terrence McGee embodies all of that.
One of the things that we talk with Terrence McGee about is kind of the off-the-field stuff at the East-West game. You played in the Senior Bowl. Lyle Collins is going through that, and Connor Neighbors right now. This is their first opportunity to be a professional. It's so much more than just the practices and the game on Saturday, right?
It really is. It's how you conduct yourself, in the lobby when you're around the scouts and the coaches. I could be the coach sitting in the back corner not talking to anybody and just people watching, and how a kid carries himself around the lobby, around the other coaches, around his teammates. That says a lot about a kid, especially in a coach's eyes. It tells him, can he fit in our locker room? What kind of kid is he going to be? Is he going to be all about me? Is he, all about everybody else? And your interview starts the day you walk in and check in for that All-Star game, and it doesn't end until the game ends, until you're no longer on TV that week. And then from there it continues on into the combine prep and the interviews and the trips that you take. And prior to the draft. It's a 6-month interview process, but you can do yourself a world of justice if you go there and act like a professional and act like you've been there before.
You made yourself a lot of money during that week, right? I mean, really, everybody realized you played at all 5 positions at LSU. Once you got there, you dominated the other side and showed that, look, you're versatile and you can play whatever you need.
It was a big week for me. I was projected 4th rounder going to the Senior Bowl, and I had a strong week, especially in the one-on-one pass protection, one-on-one pass rush drills, and that's where my stock increased. Everybody knew me as a left tackle prior to my senior year. Then I moved to center, this unknown kid that never played center before. Unbeknownst to most of them, I was a center coming out of high school, so I went back to my natural position. But I went there and I put on a show, and I say that not in a braggadocious kind of way, but to let people know that this game means a lot. This can go from fourth rounder to first rounder or first rounder to bust, depending on how you carry yourself and how you perform, not during the game, but during the week of practice.
A little over 2.5 weeks left before National Signing Day. Big one announcement coming down in New Orleans this afternoon.
Yeah, Dante Jackson, the defensive back at Riverdale in New Orleans, 5-star guy, will be making his commitment. Feel really good about where LSU is. It's 9 after 9 right now, so I'm going to make my prediction that he commits to LSU today.
And look, LSU, Johnny Jones and his group last night on the road in the O'Connell Center with a big win, the first time the program's won there since 2008. We talked to Ronald Dupree, LSU student assistant, yesterday. The environment they knew was going to be tough. LSU really controlled the pace, controlled that game for 40 minutes, something I know a lot of the fans have been asking for, and you and I have been talking about on air.
Yeah, we saw some basketball IQ in the second half yesterday, which is something that we were, really kind of down on them after the way they lost the Texas A&M game. And the other thing was, when we talk about the level of maturity, when you see the basketball IQ and the guys that go out there and they do what they're instructed to do. They're out there, they're running offense, going through all of the things that they need to do to run clock, shorten the game, and get out of there with a victory.
Yeah, no quick shots last night in the shot clock. They really controlled it, limited their turnovers, and beat a Florida team. Now they'll gear up to go to Nashville on Saturday and take on Vanderbilt.
Kevin's been to Nashville a time or two.
Nice place to play, beautiful city. Not so happy last time we were there when the Tigers got beat in the bowl game, but anybody's going up there, the Tigers, it's a great place to go.
Memorial Gym's a tough place to play. They'll be there Saturday afternoon. Kevin Mawai every Wednesday with us for the Center of the Week. The Prince, Jordy Culotta signing off this edition of today's vlog. We're back with you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Remember, you can always follow us on Twitter at 1045 ESPN.